I want to give a big shout out over to the folks that keep my garden and my lawn clean and maintained. Not that I, in particular, have a lawn or a garden, but because I live in an apartment, and right now, the folks with the leaf blowers and the weed whackers are outside doing their thing. So if you hear any buzzing, if you hear any vrooming in the background of this video commentary, then I apologize for that, but I will not get upset at the folks doing their job and keeping our living space presentable. Today, though, we are expanding on a conversation we had yesterday. Because yesterday we did make a video commentary talking about some comments made by this man, the Montreal Canadiens Vice President Jeff Gorton, who went out there and gave a trade update in regards to some moves that the Canadiens could be thinking about and exploring further. The reason we are expanding more on this conversation and not just, referring you to that video yesterday is because earlier today, there was but another interview published on rg.org by James Murphy. This is a brand new piece, and it goes over Jeff Gorton's commentary on center depth and luring stars to Montreal. This article will be linked in the description. It's a 4-minute read, but honestly, the majority of the words in this piece are just comments made by Jeff Gorton himself about the Montreal Canadiens, about what their plans are, and about how they can lure players to the Habs. It's a really insightful interview, and I really want to go out there and present it to you here on the channel because I think it provides some good context as to not just what Jeff Gorton is thinking about this team, but also what the team themselves thinks about the team. Yeah, that was very strange. I'm sorry. But let's go out there and read this. So Jeff Gorton talks center depth and luring stars to the Canadiens. Some key takeaways to open up the article. Jeff Gorton says the Canadiens are exploring the trade market for another center, but they're also comfortable with their current in-house options. The Habs EVP also discussed Mike Matheson's future in an exclusive interview with RG. And the question is, could Montreal be a destination for stars in the future as well, after the Noah Dobson blockbuster? Let's go out there and read this commentary from Jeff Gorton. The question is, if the Canadiens are not able to acquire a second-line center, is Gorton believing there could be some internal solutions? I think we're comfortable, he says. We know we're not a finished product, Gorton told RG in a recent exclusive interview when asked if it fit. Oh, there's a double F in there. If fit. When asked if fit was imperative to acquire a new second-line center before the 25-26 regular season began. We're still going to look and try to improve our team always, Gorton said. A lot of people are talking about centers, but we have centers in our organization, and we're comfortable with that going into camp. I have mentioned before that we don't look at it like opening day as the end of when you change the roster. There are lots of teams around the league that add players after that and all the way up until the deadline. So we're comfortable with where we're at and the moves we have made. The article then talks about Dach, it talks about Newhook. Jeff Gorton's essentially saying that these guys have the potential to fill in that second line spot. It's not guaranteed that they will, but the Canadiens have options. And ultimately, I'm not going to disagree. Alex Newhook, when he was draft eligible, was supposed to be a guy to play with top 6 potential, maybe as a Jack Hughes light-esque player who would dominate the game with his speed and hockey sense. We haven't really seen that out of him at the NHL level. Kirby Dach, of course, was 3rd overall. He was supposed to be a top-line center if everything went right. But that's kind of the problem here. Nothing really went right for Kirby Dach ever since getting drafted 3rd overall. Not saying that 3rd overall ceiling doesn't exist anymore in this 24-year-old, but it is looking a little grim here. The Canadiens, though, are not willing to write off these guys yet. They're comfortable with Newhook, they're comfortable with Dach, And we just got to go out there and respect it. So if they don't make that second line center acquisition, it's not the end of the world. They can still make moves throughout the course of the season. The article then talks about Mike Matheson, and it brings up how Matheson doesn't have a contract extension, and how he's also the subject of numerous trade rumors. Jeff Gorton made it clear that he still views the 31-year-old defenseman as a key cog on the blue line that he likes a lot. When we look at our defense, as a plane passes over the top of my apartment here, I apologize for that too. When we look at our defense with Matheson still in it, it looks to me like it's really good, Jeff Gorton replied. It's got a little bit of everything. If you look at Mike's body of work since he came to Montreal, he's been a really good player. So, sure, he takes criticism once in a while, but he might play upwards of 25 minutes a game sometimes, right? He's been huge right now, and we all realize that. So there are no decisions made on Mike Matheson right now, Gorton said. Obviously, he's got a year left in his contract, but he's been a very, very solid player for us. He's a very good penalty killer. He plays against the best players every night, and there's not much that he doesn't do. The article is very, very praising here of Matheson. Or I shouldn't say the article, I should say Jeff Gorton. And honestly, a lot of this stuff is true. Before Lane Hutson stepped onto the team earlier this previous season, a lot of Canadiens fans would pretty much say the exact same thing. Matheson had a 60-plus point year with the Canadiens, and it was all of a sudden discovered gold. This guy was really good. But of course, we recognize that Mike Matheson's top spot on the power play and his number one usage in an offensive role was taken away when Lane Hutson came out. And that's exactly what Jeff Gorton responds to over here. The first year that Matheson came to Montreal, he played very well. And then the second season here, he got 62 points. And then last year, with Lane Hutson's emergence, Matheson took a step back offensively for Lane, really because he wasn't in the first power play anymore. Mike is such a solid guy and a leader, and he's been really big for us. We're well aware of that, and we'll see what the next step is in Montreal for him. So, Gorton is straight up saying that Matheson is a very valuable piece, but he's not dismissing the idea that maybe a trade or something like that can be on the horizon here. We'll see what the next step is in Montreal for him. We will see. Now, if you scroll down to the bottom here, the article talks about Noah Dobson. It says that Matheson could play with Dobson. I would prefer Gooley, honestly. I think that Gooley-Dobson has a lot more of a bite both ways compared to Matheson-Dobson, but I digress. Let's just move on to the final comments here made by Jeff Gorton. The article talks about how Noah Dobson reportedly turned down more money from Columbus in order to get traded to and sign with Montreal. Are the Habs on the verge of becoming a destination team again, despite lure of, say, the Florida Panthers and other Sunbelt teams that play in a no-tax state? Well, I think when you look at the success and the history of the organization, the city of Montreal, the players that have played here, and now the young kids that we have, the coaching staff, there's a lot there that when we talk to players around the league, the agents, people are excited about Montreal. Yeah, the taxes, we get that, and it's definitely a thing, but there are ways around that, Gorton pointed to RG. There are ways we can do certain things in Quebec and Montreal to help alleviate the tax issues, but we're excited about Montreal and where we're going. And I feel like, around the league, people are taking notice. This is what I was talking about, man. Like, James Murphy wrote this amazing article, but 85% of the words in it are just Jeff Gorton comments. This is a goldmine for Canadiens fans looking for more optimism out of their team and out of the team's executive vice president. Jeff Gorton is really doing the press media tours here, and I'm all for it. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about Jeff Gorton's commentary on Canadian center depth, as well as how Mike Matheson's role in Montreal definitely has been reduced. What do you think the future holds for him? And how do you feel about Gorton talking about luring free agents to Montreal? Because they are, all of a sudden, a destination one more time. Thoughts in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.